Recognizing West Vancouver Capilano.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to really thank the member from Vancouver West End. I've always appreciated his thoughtful comments, and I think that standing and sharing a story that's personal in a position that he has as Deputy Speaker is important for young people to be able to see that and to really appreciate that that as a community we need to hold people up, and differences are fabulous. It's something that we must celebrate. I'll quote the famous poet E.E. Cummings. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. And you think about that and you think, well, maybe sometimes it shouldn't have to take that much courage. And we really need to, as the member got up and shared, we need to be aware of the kinds of things that happen in the community and the kind of hate that is shown towards people who should be loved and supported. May 17th is the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. And I think when I was first elected 4 years ago, this was the first topic I spoke about when I stood in this House on a 2-minute statement. So today is probably the last time I stand in this House on a statement, so I think it's apt that we're bookending this. So it should be a worldwide celebration of sexual and gender diversities. It is celebrated in more than 130 countries, and even many of those that are still criminalizing LGBTQ community. This theme this year is No One Left Behind: equality, freedom, and justice for all. Now, I was going to talk about how, thankfully, Madam Speaker, this year actually feels a bit more positive than it has in previous years. But the member has reminded me that there's still so much that we have to do. Many places in the world have started to shift away from criminalizing LGBTQ+ peoples, and instead are beginning to codify and safeguard their rights. In 2019, 11 countries have legalized marriage equality, and since 2017, 13 countries have removed laws criminalizing LGBTQ+ sexuality. And I will say that when it happened in British Columbia, when it happened in Canada, I was very, very proud to be in a community, in a province, in a country that felt it was necessary to protect and support and recognize marriage between all people. Growing up is stressful, it's confusing at the best of times, and trying to figure out who you are and how you fit in is part of becoming who the person that you are. But imagine if you don't feel that, if you don't feel in a way, that you're in the right body, that you just don't feel like you can have the Cindy Crawford picture up in the locker and have the credibility of your buddies who you're showing it to. LGBTQ children are often isolated, anxious, and confused about why they feel the way they do. And sometimes there's parents and friends who are supportive and understand, but all too often they don't. And often with parents, it's not that they don't support their child, that they don't still love their child, but truly it is that they don't understand, and they want to keep their child from having the experiences that we know do happen. They want to keep them safe, and so it is important that we help parents understand how they can best love and support their children. Walk in the shoes of someone who's walked through their life being told that those around them and the images they're seeing, that gay, being bi, lesbian, or pan, being non-binary, gender non-conforming, or trans is being different, and that is being wrong. Hostility, discrimination against others who are different from us is often a reaction of ignorance. I'm going to just end with a quote because, as you know, I always run out of time here. I'll end with a quote from Barbara Giddings, and she was an early activist in the 60s and 70s for LGBTQ equality. And she says, "Equality means more than passing laws. The struggle is really won in the hearts and minds of the community where it really counts." So I think we all need to think that, put our arms around all those around us who we love. And thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.